right then, we can start. Hello everyone. Hello, good evening or good morning. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Lina and I'll be hosting the English Symposium today. And today, as you see, I have two tutors presenting. First, we have Valeria from Uruguay, and then we have Lucy from the Philippines joining me. Okay, so as you already know, today's symposium is going to be with the Latin America special. So we would have Valeria first. She prepared for us a brief presentation of the continent and an introduction to Uruguay. And then Lucy will focus on talking about Latin America culture, foods and facts, tradition, and so on. And if you have any other questions after the tutors present, or if you have any comments about their presentation, please feel free to write on the chat. You have it on the right side of the window. And we will talk about your questions after each presentation. Alright. では皆さんこんばんは。日本語に切り替えします。本日放送させていただきますカフェトークのリナと申します。本日は13回目の英語シンポジアムの中南米スペシャルでございます。で、次のお二人の講師さんにより中南米についてのプレゼンテーションを行います。で、まずはバレリア先生。バレリア先生は大陸の簡単な説明とウルグアイの紹介を行わせていただきます。そしてルシー先生は、ラテンアメリカの文化や食べ物とか伝統についてのプレゼンを行っていただきます。そして、それぞれの講師さんのプレゼンテーションの後に何か質問やコメントなどがあれば、英語でも日本語でも大丈夫ですので、気軽に、右側にありますチャットボックスの方に、送信をお願いいたします。そして、講師様からその画面共有をさせていただきますが、もし PDF とか他で別に確認したいとか、セミナーの資料から、ブラウザーで開いていただいてダウンロードをするのも可能ですので、ぜひご確認ください。はい。では、英語に切り替えます。始めさせていただきます。Alright, so we can start first with Valeria. If you can share your screen and you can go on starting with your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, and I am so happy to be here. So let's talk about South America. Very good. Okay. So, can you see my screen, Lina? Okay. Status. Okay. Start here. Okay. Do you see my?
Not yet though. Yes.
Okay. I am so sorry about that, but
No problem. You just need to start the screen sharing and
okay. Now, yes. Okay. Now I have. I'm so sorry about that.
if Canva doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right then.
See? Okay.
We could see it for a second. Now it disappeared. Can you try again, please?
Yes. Pestaña de Chrome. South America. Okay. Compartir.
All right. Okay.
Yes?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about for this, but I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy as well to talk about South America. So, this is South America, the fourth largest continent in the world. The population is about 434 million people, which the biggest country is Brazil, and more than 50% of the population in South America are from Brazil. The most spoken languages are Spanish and Portuguese, and as I was talking before, the biggest country is Brazil and the smallest is Suriname. Then you can see that we have a different kind of nature. So we have the Andes, which is in Spanish, La Cordillera de los Andes, and it's the largest chain of mountains outside Asia, which is 6,000 meters, more than 6,000 meters the highest. Then if we have the mountains, then we have the Amazon, which is biodiversity. We have it's like the oxygen of the world, as you see. Have you ever heard about the Amazon? You will see that it's one of the most important place for the oxygen of the world. And then today, that is a brief presentation of South America. Something important to talk about, the population, most of the countries in South America, the people that live there are immigrants that came from Europe long time ago, okay? So I am Uruguayan, but I am also Italian citizen because my family in the in the 20th century came to Uruguay. So that is the reason that my family is Italian. Okay, Uruguay, we are in between Brazil and Argentina. Our population is 3.4 million, but it's a little bit more, but not even 500. 3.4 million and something else. And then most of the population live in Europe. Almost 50% of the population live in Montevideo. The reason is because even though nowadays we have universities in another places in Uruguay, half of the population came to Montevideo to study and to go to the university. Something that I didn't tell you before, Uruguay have 19 cities, as South America has 12 independently countries. Uruguay as a country has 19 cities. The capital is Montevideo. Then in this picture you see that its language is Español Rioplatense, and I point Cheísmo Amboseo. Cheísmo is, for example, if some of you were or are studying with me, sometimes you see that I say, yo me llamo, I am, yo soy uruguaya. That is something traditional from South America, and it's because we have influence much time before of the immigrants in between Spanish people, Italian people, French, Portuguese. That is the reason that in the only country that you will hear sh is in Argentina and Uruguay. If you are in the world and you hear Uruguaya, me llamo, llueve, you will see that or is Argentinian people or Uruguayan people. And it only happens with the Y and double L. Llamo, llueve. Okay? And then we have voceo. Voceo is, you will hear also in South America, and more than anything in the capital city, for example, in Buenos Aires and here in Montevideo, is when the second person, instead of say tú te llamas, we say vos te llamas. It's the same, we understand each other everywhere where Spanish is spoken, but the accent on the verb is different. Yo me llamo, tú te llamas, vos te llamas. That will be, and it only happens in the second person of the grammar form. Then we have, talking about Uruguay, another different thing to say is that when you are in the world and you are and you hear Spanish and maybe you hear me llamo and you hear this different, because if you go to Mexico or Spain, the accent or the sound will be different. But there are specific words that if you know, you will know from where the people are. For example, in Uruguay, and it's only for Uruguay, is the expression ta. Ta will be the same as to say vale in Spain or okay in English or listo in Argentina. Ta, and we have, but ta is not only ta, has its different uses. So we have one way to say ta, which means okay. Another way is to say ta, okay. Okay, o sea, I'm okay, I agree with you, for example, quedamos así de acuerdo will be I agree with you. Ta, o diciendo ta, stop it, don't talk it, don't say nothing else. Ta, okay. That is depend the sound that you give to that expression, because if you see, you will see that I don't change too much the intonation, no, but it's the way when you are talking with the person, and if you say ta, sometimes it doesn't matter how you pronounce it, it's in the way that you look or you talk. But if you hear in the word ta, you will know that that person is from Uruguay, because you don't hear it in any other country of South America. Then we go in Uruguay to the traditional food. Because we are in between Argentina and Brazil, and with Argentina, we share we have the natural border, which is Plate River, Rio de la Plata. Also, we share a lot of traditions with Argentina. For example, asado. I say that because it's not that when Uruguay, because we are in the middle, it's impossible sometimes to talk about Uruguay and to know, don't talk about the countries that we are in, so we have the border, because actually so many people from Brazil and Argentina come to Uruguay on vacation, or maybe they live, and after the pandemic many people came to live to Uruguay. So we are very proud about our asado, which Uruguayan people consume meat a lot. I will say, for example, if I compare to Japan, we consume more meat, because in Japan is more the Japanese people consume more fish. Here we have fish, but it's not our tradition. Even though I'm not eat a lot of meat, the tradition here is to have asado, and that is a tradition that, for example, you work during the week and then on the weekends with family or friends, you can have an asado in someone's houses. Maybe you go to a restaurant, but the nicest thing is to get together, family, friends, put the meat as you see here, on the grill. You can eat everything out of the cow, everything. So first you go with the sausage, some riñón, meat, o sea, all the cow. You can eat all the cow and then you get together, you talk, you know. Then we have the chivito. The chivito is also with meat, but it's very famous if you go to a bar. And there are specific bars that they say that is the best chivito in Montevideo. The chivito is like a sandwich with meat, but then it's not the meat of the asado. It's like a thinner meat. But then you put mayo, cheese, eggs. You have this, and on the side you have French fries. Here, as you see here, the chivito is with bread, but then you can have chivito on the plate with no bread, but all the meat and eggs, cheese, mayonnaise, all you can imagine. You can have it with the French fries on the side. You say Chivito, we know that we are talking about Chivito, but the most famous here is Chivito Canadiense. Why Canadiense? Because they put like a Canadian bacon on top. That's the reason that they call Chivito Canadiense. But either way, both of them are delicious. Then we have, mate and thermos. Mate is a drink with green leaves. You have different kind of leaves, strongest, not so strong. And you put it, you see here, it's like a base. And you put the green leaf with hot water. Uruguayan people, I will say 99% of the people drink mate as soon as they wake up in the morning, maybe after lunch, but before the tea time, but not before going to bed, because it's strong and the intention here is to keep you awake. The nicest part about that you can have mate on your own or with friends or with family. For example, in my case, I am not used to drink mate alone. I like drinking mate with people I know. So the tradition is to share the mate. For example, if there is one person that has the thermos, that person will have the thermos and they will pour hot water in the mate and start to share. Maybe now sounds a little bit weird because after the last 2 years it wasn't allowed, or they suggest not to share the mate. So nowadays maybe you share with the people that are your friend, or people you really know. You share the mate with a very good friend, with your partner. But that's the idea. The nicest part about the mate is that we share the mate together. It's like a social event. And when that people pour the hot water in the mate, that person will be the last one to drink the mate. And one another important thing is that when you see a person walking on the street with the thermos under their arm, that person is from Uruguay, because we are the only people that go with the thermos outside the house. For example, in Argentina, the people drink mate inside, but if you see someone walking with the thermos on the street, you will know that that person is from Uruguay. The mate goes with savory pastries, for example, bread, croissant, or maybe you can have it before breakfast in the morning with nothing, and then you have breakfast. On the sweet side, we have Dulce De Leche. Dulce De Leche is common for all South America, but is very famous here in Uruguay. To me, if I have to make a cake or if I have to do something sweet, it has to have Dulce De Leche. Not always, but a cake without Dulce De Leche is not the same as a cake with Dulce De Leche. The cake that you prepare with Dulce De Leche will be the birthday cake. That will be the most common to put Dulce De Leche inside the cake. But you have everything with Dulce De Leche. You have candies, you have different kind of cakes, ice cream, anything you can have it with Dulce De Leche, and it's very easy to make. I will say that it's with milk, sugar, and vanilla. You have to mix for maybe 1 or 2 hours, but you can do it at home if you want. I have the recipe that also, if you are interested, I can give it to you. Then we have, talking about food. Then we have, if you come to Uruguay, the suggestion, the places to visit. As I was telling before, many people from Brazil and Argentina come to Uruguay because of the beaches. Uruguay is South America, is in between the Atlantic Ocean on the east side and Pacific Ocean on the west side. So Uruguay is on all the west to the east part down of Uruguay is on the Atlantic Ocean. We share until Montevideo the Plate River with Buenos Aires, with Argentina, and then from Montevideo to the east part of Uruguay to the border with Brazil, we are on the Atlantic Ocean. So the first beach town that we have is
Valeria,
Punta del Este.
excuse me a second.
Yes?
You would
Yes.
have 5 minutes left for the presentation. If you want to wrap it up.
I am so sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Punta del Este, La Barra will be beach towns to visit, which are very beautiful. And then we have Manantiales and José Ignacio. These are all beach towns outside the capital city, all to the east part. Then we have Colonia del Sacramento, which is a World Heritage small town, very beautiful. All the streets are very antique and you can walk and it's very beautiful. And then we have hot springs, 3 places where you can find in Uruguay hot springs. Then if you are interested and if you like football, we hosted the first World Cup in 1930. We won that World Cup and also in 1950. we have a very famous Uruguayan player, which is Diego Forlán, and also it was playing in Cerezo in Osaka, Cerezo from Osaka. Then we have talking about the mate that we talked before. For the Qatar World Cup, we are going to have our mascot will be the Termo Botija. Botija is a way to say boy in Uruguay, but in informal way. And talking about traditional dances, because we share the natural border with Argentina, we have the tango. That we love tango. It was born in the 80s, and everywhere you go here, we have places to see tango, and you can learn tango here. And then we have candombe, because our population are more than any immigrants. We also have African people coming to Uruguay, and it originates from African people and on the street. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation about Uruguay. Sorry if I was a little bit nervous before, but I would love to see you here, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Valeria, for your presentation. It's very nice, very interesting. A lot of things I never heard about Uruguay as well.
Thank you.
Have a lot of comments, a lot of people watching you, and from Japan as well. Yes, we have here. Let's see. Okay, hello. Hola, Valeria. There's Yoshie-san from Japan. They were very interested in your symposium. Yoshie-san said she went to Uruguay about 2 years ago. Let's see. Oh, there's a comment about the Amazon rainforest.
Yes.
Students need to go there, but was it heard that it was getting smaller by day?
Yes, because of the climate change. Yes.
Yeah, sadly.
Still is very important to protect it, but yes, it's getting smaller. Yes.
Also, there was I think on the first slides of your presentation, there was a building when you were talking about Uruguay, when you said about Montevideo, there was a building in the photo. What building was that?
The building, I put it that way, the building is Palacio Salvo, and Palacio Salvo is a historic monument. It was a building, but it was built by the architect Le Corbusier. French architect. Corbusier, French architect that came to Uruguay.
I see.
And that will be the old town of Montevideo, because that was the old town.
It's nice to see that it's still kept as it was. You still preserve it there.
The old town, it was preserved, o sea, later, some years ago, they are protecting more and more, preserve all the buildings. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Also, what kind of meat do you mostly eat? Was beef or?
No. The asado is like the meat of the cow, but because of the cat, the cat, that we call asado. But actually, you can have beef, anything.
Also, any kind of meat.
Any kind of meat, but most common cow, not pork or lamb, cow.
All right then. Yeah, that looks very delicious. Also, about the mate made, was it just from herbs like leaves? It doesn't have alcohol, right?
No, 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 no,
It's
no,
like
no.
a tea.
See, it's like you put like it's like a green herbs, many kind of. You can put anything, but not alcohol. Sometimes
Yeah.
you can add milk
Milk to it. Okay, yeah. Do
o
you?
sea,
Mhm.
instead of water milk. I don't have it with milk. No,
Is it hot milk or cold?
hot milk,
Oh, the hot
hot
milk?
milk.
Yeah.
Imagine that you are with a thermos, but you don't use the
Yeah.
thermos. You boil the meat and then you put it on the mat, but you drink
Mm-hmm.
it anyway.
I see. Okay, that's very interesting. Never tried that before. Thank you very much. Thank you,
No,
everyone.
thank you. I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
sorry if I was a little bit nervous, but was my first time talking about.
No problem. It was really nice and interesting. And even the students here, thank you a lot for the sharing the presentation.
Thank
There
you.
were so many things
Thank.
they never heard about. And for someone, it looked maybe nostalgic because they went there before.
Okay.
Um,
I would love to see you, them here to come to visit, please.
yes. Also, one last question. If you can tell
Yes.
us about the weather in Uruguay, how is it
Okay.
there?
Yes. The weather is, in theory, we have the four season, but because
Mhm.
everything is changing, for example, now we are in winter time, but
Yeah.
it's kind of hot. The problem with
Mm.
Uruguay to me is that it's very windy,
Windy. Hmm.
wind, because we are on the ocean. So more here in
Oh, I
Punta del
see.
Montevideo, Punta del Este, but this
Hmm.
middle you will have the coldest could be two
Three,
grade two,
3 degrees.
and then
Hmm.
degrees 2 degrees, and then for example in summertime
Mm.
maybe 32. With wind is different, you know.
No, okay. So you would have, it would be closer. So, for example, to Japan, it's just that, yeah, 33, yeah, it's kind of
Not
the
so
same as
not
here,
so
but
humid
not that
because
much. Yeah, you have the
claro, not
wind.
so
Hmm.
humid, not
Hmm.
humid, because
Yes,
in the
yeah.
north I feel that it's very hot. Here it's hot, but because we are on the ocean, it's more fresh. It's fresher, maybe.
Yeah, that's very nice. All right, thank you for answering all the questions and thank you for your
No,
presentations.
my pleasure.
Also,
Thank
if students would still like to check out the presentation, they can go ahead and check it from the files we uploaded on the website.
Of
And
course, yes, yes, of
yes,
course.
and then we would like to move on to Lucy's presentation if you're ready.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Valerie. It's really great to learn many things, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that many of us are lifelong learners. By the way, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you. It's fine.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We might have a few minutes of
Oh, that's
lag,
great.
seconds of
Thank you
lag,
for
but
letting
we
me
can go
know.
ahead.
Okay, yeah, my PDF is ready, but I'm trying to start sharing my screen, but it doesn't appear on the window or the Chrome tab.
It's yes, it didn't
Okay,
start yet.
let me. Yes, okay, but let me try again. Hmm. Oh, it disappeared again. There. Oh, I can't. How come? Okay.
Mm, there should be the green button with start screen share, and I guess it should jump to
Yes.
your screen then.
Oh,
Mhm.
there. I found it. Okay. Can you
Perfect.
see my screen now?
Okay. Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I will be focusing more on facts and food and a little bit of tradition. Okay, so I chose Latin American culture, facts, food, and traditions. By the way, hello everyone. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Lucy. I came from the Philippines. I am a licensed teacher and I have been teaching for 7 years now. And I decided to participate in this event because I love Latin American foods, and some of my ancestors are also Latin American, and in fact, some of my grandparents speak Spanish even now, and sometimes, yeah, we do. Yeah, whenever I go to my grandparents. Okay, so what is Latin America? Latin America is a large region extending from the north, okay, from Mexico in the north, there in the north, to Argentina in the south, right? So Latin America is the portion of the Americas there comprising the regions where Romance languages that derive from Latin, such as Spanish, Portuguese, and French. Okay, so these languages are predominantly spoken in Latin America. Okay, okay, so Latin America is full of diversity, culture, and traditions. I'm showing um, beautiful and happy faces of these people. Yes, because Latinos are known for their joyful spirit, right? They are known for the hospitality and happiness of the people. They are famous, yeah, for their dancing and their dishes as well. Yes, and their beautiful places, beautiful landscapes. Their religion is Catholicism. It's the main religion in Latin America. And until the 19th century, most Latin American countries were colonies of Spain and Portugal. Yeah, one flag there is Spain flag, and the other one is a flag of Portugal. And this European influence was very important, and it contributed to the language of Latin America and the religion, as well as the culture and food. Yeah, Spanish people are the ones who spread the Christian religion, yeah, to many parts of the world. And they have really influenced a lot in terms of culture and food. Yeah, Latin America is a combination of European and indigenous customs and practices, along with the traditions brought by Africans to the continent during the colonial times. The Philippines has been colonized by America for 50 years, and America or the Americans have really contributed a lot to us. They have really influenced us a lot in terms of culture, tradition, and food, including the religion. Let me share some facts about Latin America. The region has a population of over 600 million people. That's a lot. Oh, I erased the second slide. Anyway, Portuguese is spoken in Brazil, but Spanish is the main language in most Latin American countries. However, different accents, words, and phrases create local adaptations and identities, even though they have they have their main language. There are other dialects as well in different parts of Latin America. Now, in Brazil, Portuguese is spoken, but the main language in Latin America is Spanish, as we all know. Then, um, biggest one of the biggest wine producers are Chile and Argentina of Latin America. Then, do you know that Brazil is the world's largest coffee and sugar producer? How many of you love coffee? I'm one of them. Okay? Colombia produces 90% of the world's emeralds. Isn't it amazing? Okay. How many of you play soccer? Soccer is really popular in Latin America, and there is strong, passionate support for the local and national teams. It's really good to love a sport and be supported by the nation, right? Okay, let's now move on to Latin American food. Okay, Mexican food is probably the best known worldwide, which delicious classics like tacos and burritos. I love tacos and burritos. Okay, these are authentic Mexican food. When we say authentic Mexican food, these are really spicy because there are various of hot peppers, and that that ingredient is very popular in Latin America. Okay, and it is already spread, yeah, all over the world. It is best known worldwide. Yeah, I love tacos. Yeah, it's a Mexican food and burritos. And in Central America, this is pupusas. This is very popular. They are thick tortillas filled with cheese, pork belly, or beans, and usually this food is eaten for breakfast. Next, the bandeja paisa. It's a typical Colombian dish that contains pork belly, ground meat, eggs, avocado, rice, sausage, and beans. And for me, that's my one meal. And I get really full. Argentina and Chile are known for their empanadas. That's one of my favorites, empanadas. I like that for snacks. It's a hot flour based patties which are baked and filled with meat, cheese, or beans. It's very tasty and it is fried. Okay, and this one, okay, Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil eat plenty of grilled meat. Do you prefer grilled or fried? Okay, so this grilled meat are famous for their sausages and many meat products. Okay, these place Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay. Brazilian, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the place. Okay, so this is very popular in Latin America. Yeah, many of us prefer grilled than fried. Okay, now let's move on to some beautiful places in Latin America. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Okay, I'm sorry. My s- my slides jumped. Okay, some beautiful places in Latin America. Okay, first, Iguazu Falls. This is found in Brazil, Argentina, and also in Paraguay. This is very beautiful. And this is one of the beautiful tourist spots in Latin America. Okay, next we have the Patagonia. And this is located in Argentina and Chile. Next we have the Salar de Uyuni. This is found in Bolivia. And we have Ouro Preto. This is located in Brazil. Okay, there are many more beautiful places in Latin America. Let us keep discovering. Let us keep learning because there are so many things to learn and discover. Okay, lastly, we have Torres del Paine. This is located in Chile. All right, that would be all for now. Thank you so much. And as I said earlier, let's keep learning, let's keep discovering. That would be all. Thank you.
Much, Lucy, for your great presentation. It's really interesting, and we could see so many places like we never saw before, and all the delicious food. It really made me hungry right now. Also, I didn't know you had ancestors who lived there, and it's nice that you can still, if you still speak Spanish, that's really nice. Oh, you might be on mute. I cannot hear you, but if you can check that first, thank you.
I'm sorry.
And all right, so we have a lot of comments again. We have a student who said that he lives or she lives in Brazil right now,
Oh,
and
really?
also we had a few tips from our students. Thank you for your interesting presentations. And someone said that loves watching soccer, but it's really bad at playing itself. But did you ever play soccer yourself,
No, but
Lucy?
my students do. No,
Oh, okay.
I played
Yes.
softball, volleyball,
Hmm.
but not
Hmm.
soccer. But I
Didn't
used
get
to
close to
watch the
soccer
game.
yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm. We
Yes.
also watched a lot of soccer at home with my dad. They always like to watch soccer. It's really interesting. All right, so yes, we had okay. I love barbecue, breathtaking nature. Also, thank you, Lucy, for the great presentation. There's comments thanking you for presentations. All right. Oh, Valeria, if you have anything you want to ask Lucy, please go ahead.
Ah, no, I was going to say I was
Yeah.
waiting that I love your presentation and amazing. I really enjoyed. I
Mhm.
didn't know that you were from Philippines, and it's right. In Philippines, they speak Spanish, some of them, because I know people. Yeah, very
Mhm.
nice, very nice. I really enjoy it.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Valerie. I love your presentation too. It's
Thank
amazing.
you,
Interesting.
thank you, thank
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Okay,
and I also
then.
would like to add to that language. Yes,
Yes.
many of our dialects are from Spanish.
you.
Mhm.
I mean,
It comes from.
this
Mhm.
is what I know for the people that I know from Philippines, that they know and they understand Spanish.
Mhm.
See, see,
Mhm.
see, see, that's right.
Some students are saying that your presentation it reminds them of Uruguay. Yeah. Yes. All right then. So let's slowly wrap it up, and we would like you both of you if you could tell a few tips about your lessons, about your profile, what you do on Cafetalk. If they're
Okay,
interested to talk more about what you presented today or to take your lesson, that would be a good occasion. So you can tell them if you want to talk a bit about your lessons before we
okay.
close up.
Lucy, do you want to go first?
Okay, can you, Lucy, go ahead? Yeah.
Lucy, go first.
Okay, so in my lessons, I will be teaching more about traditions and many other facts about Latin America. And they could also choose what to learn more if they would prefer food, dance, culture, tradition, and other beautiful places. Yeah.
Great, very nice. Thank you very much. So, if
Okay.
you want to check out Lucy, please check out her profile. You can check her from the streaming page you have there, Lucy David. You can check out her lessons and you can book one with her anytime. All right. And Valeria, if
Okay.
you can.
Yes, okay. So I create this time, this lesson is Uruguay and its beauty. So we can talk about anything you are interested about Uruguay. places to visit, traditions, a little bit of social history, anything.
Mhm.
So also I would like to add that I will be on standby from 9:30 p.m. until 11. So if you have any questions, you can write me a message, or if you want to book the lesson, I will be happy to guide you as well. So also at the lesson, when we do the lesson, also I can send you interesting links if you are interested in anything. So we can do that as well. So I would love to see you here as well. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much. That sounds amazing. And I see you also teaching Spanish and language lessons. So if students
Yes.
are interested, of course, please check more of her lessons on her profiles. And thank you very much for doing standby. If anyone would be interested, they can join after and they can soon have a lesson and have a chat with you when they need to.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. All right. And so thank you very much, both of you, for today, for your time today. And thank everyone who joined us and left comments and watched your presentations. Hopefully, we would see you again. And if you get a chance to have a lesson with Lucy and Valeria, please enjoy your times. And that would be it for today. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much, Lina, and thank you everyone for coming, and so nice to meet you, Lucy, as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Valeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Valerie, as well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice
Thank you.
evening
Have a nice
and
evening,
happy
everyone.
learning. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
everyone.